Hi there, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to show you our Odyssey of the Seas complete ship tour from the top to the bottom.
Well, talking about starting from the top, I went to deck 16, which was the gym, the exercise room. Now, I spent a lot of time in there, and I can tell you that it was, well, you'll hear this a lot on this ship tour, being that this is the newest ship we were on, that this was really top-notch. It was bright, airy, newest equipment, and as you can see, pretty spaced out.
And gorgeous views from there. So the spa, I personally spent quite a bit of time here. On day one, I got a pedicure, and I also got a massage at some point in the second week, I believe it was. And then Marshall and I actually did the training. It was a class, a master class for couples, to teach us how to give each other a massage. So that was really a lot of fun, and we learned a lot.
Here's the room that they make us wait and relax until we get the relaxing treatment.
And the ambient music they have going is always nice.
Yes. Now, right outside the spa, you can go onto the what I call the sun deck, and we'll take a quick tour as we walk around. We won't have you follow us around the part of the track that is fairly boring and very windy when we're on sea days, but we'll soon get to the other side.
But we did spend, when we weren't working, quite a bit of time on this level, because we would take a walk in the evening. We'd see the sunset from up there. We also there were on this particular deck level, there was a lot of, what is this, deck 15?
15, yes.
15, yeah. So there's a lot of places to read and be outside of the wind.
Yes.
Outside of the wind. You know what I mean?
We get it. We did take a hot tub once on this deck, and it was really nice, as you could see the sunset.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. And I loved these little chairs. Those big round chairs with the little bed in there. Those were very comfortable.
Yeah. You could see somebody put up some wind-breaking material to make it their own. And this is, as you saw steps, this leads you to the North Star, which we did, and we'll talk about that in another video. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Now we're going further towards the back of the ship, and this is a starting place for the track, and it's a little hard to see, but the ship's big enough where 3 laps around the track on this deck gets you a mile.
Yeah.
It's like 2.9 something.
Yeah.
One of the things I loved about this, you'll see as we walk around, they have these large games, like that chess game, which was really large. It was kind of fun and unique.
And I played cornhole with you and beat you so badly.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. The guy actually even gave me a medal.
Yes, and I was still smiling with the sunset, even though I had just lost.
That's true. You're a good sport.
Yeah. So again, it's the little extras that they created. The view over or actually you're outside of the ship and you can look down at the water. It was cool.
Yeah. You can see that in the evening, and in the morning, this is not a super busy deck, so that was nice.
And again, this newer version, newer ship has a lot of seating, different seating, and this is just right off the back of the ship, and you can enjoy the view and the wake and you didn't have to be on a, on a lounge chair, although there are plenty there.
Plenty there, always.
Okay, and if again, it's early morning, so the flow rider's just getting started, and the iFly is in the back of the ship. And as we walk just a little further around, you'll see the very typical Royal Caribbean rock climbing wall.
Which I've never done, but you have.
I have. Yeah. The very untypical super large cat climbing up the ship goes against with the
It's
typical.
so huge.
Yeah.
This game looked fun to me. The pool, basically.
Soccer
with
pool.
Soccer. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And what did Blue? And this is the entrance to what blew us away. And you want to talk about it?
Oh my goodness. I walked in there, I was so shocked because this sports deck is like a multi-purpose thing. So people play pickleball and whatever, and there's all around was the arcade and whatever. At different points throughout the day, they converted that multi-use sports thing into bumper cars on a ship. I was, mind blown.
Bumper cars, pickleball was very big, the typical basketball. Yeah. And for those of you who like some of the adult game shows, they did the Quest in this space also. So very multi-purpose. Yeah.
This whole area had such a vibe, and I really liked where they put playmakers up here. There was, a ton of TV screens, which you can probably see here, and they always had a game playing, and it was such a cool place to go to get something different to eat than your typical Windjammer or dining room fare.
Which we did. We went for a dinner when we were just too stuffed for a full dining room dinner. We thought we would go here, and we got stuffed anyway.
Yeah, that was a lot of food.
Yeah, check out the windows. That's the other thing. I think a lot of people say this is the best version of a Playmakers in the Royal Caribbean fleet.
That makes sense. Yeah, it was a cool place to go. We probably should have gone there more often.
Well, we'll go again. All right, well, Deck 15 has a lot, and again, you talked about some of the places we like to hang out, and that was, Deck 15 was our place to find some sun and relax.
Yeah.
All right, the pool deck now, Deck 14.
So there's the Solarium, which is the adults only area. It's enclosed, so those spaces tend to fill up very early. In the morning, everybody over a certain age was there, and we could not find a place to sit.
Yeah, you can see it right here with the Solarium Bistro. This was fairly early in the morning. You saw how empty the ship was in the back, and this place is hopping.
Yeah. I mean, it was close to our room, so it was easy for us to go there and get morning coffee or muffin or whatnot.
Yeah, it's I like the vibe when it's a slimmed down version of the Windjammer, of the larger buffet.
Yeah.
So it's still buffet, but you can maybe find a seat or get a different view. So it's a nice change of pace. I'd love to say it's more upscale, but the Windjammer with their homemade omelets and things like that, it's pretty much the same fare.
Yeah, so this area of the Solarium is where we went.
Love it.
Yeah, most every single night, because they had huge hot tubs. And the Sunshine Bar, we made friends with. We always would get our bottled water every night, so we made friends with the bartenders there, Gareth and Aditha. So sweet. So yeah, that was one of our favorite spots.
Yeah, and this pool is just like multi-layered. Is it the most functional? I don't know, but it looked great.
Yeah, it was cool.
And you'll see the hot tubs on one side. There are double hot tubs on one side. Then I know I walked past to get to the hideaway deck, and you'll see the hot tubs again on this side. And look at the sun just coming up.
We must be like creatures of habit because we always use the hot tub on this side.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the secret passageway to.
Yeah, and actually not as windy as you would think. The times that I personally was out there, I was expecting to be blown off, almost off, and it's just protected enough where it's kind of nice to get outside and get some fresh air without having to go all the way back up to deck 15. Right. Pool station. We've just walked out of the Solarium, and this is the main pool deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, I like the different places you can sit. We're not gonna call them out, but you can see that it's a variety of different chairs all throughout these two upper decks.
Yeah, and the colors are bright, and these chairs, I'm used to the royal blue colored chairs, so to have aqua, and there was like orange art and pink art, and just the pops of color, I really appreciated. Just such a different design on this ship in comparison to some of the older ships that we've been on.
So Odyssey is considered an ultra class quantum ship, and the big difference on Odyssey is this is an open pool, not covered. And in the other earlier ships, that particular pool was covered from the elements. So this is a more warmer version of that ship. And then this on all of the quantum class ships was the outside pool. So we had two outside pools.
Yeah, and this one usually had live music going. Of course, you were filming this early in the morning, so they weren't there, but that was kind of a vibe too. And of course, there were plenty of pool bars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, this is fun. This is definitely the fun place where you had volleyball and the staff, the officers were playing the guests, and the officers were led by the captain. So it was definitely the party spot during the warmer days of our cruise.
Yeah, and I think is that the pool they always do the belly flop competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the kids area, the kids pool. There weren't a lot of kids on board this transatlantic cruise, I noticed. El Loco Fresh.
A local favorite.
Yes, we only went there twice, but I just love being able to grab nachos or quesadilla or whatever in the middle of the afternoon when I skipped lunch because I ate too much for breakfast.
All right inside from there, you saw the coastal kitchen for the suite guests, and then you go into a really nice, large Windjammer buffet.
This Windjammer, I think it was the nicest one we've seen. To me, everything was bright and laid out so well. The other thing I noticed, they also had ice cream, by the way. And they had like a Starbucks coffee station too, so I could get a Frappuccino there if I wanted. And I just felt like the food was quite elevated on this cruise.
Yes, I agree. And I've read and spoken to people who like little pods, as you can see this ship had. And some people like it where there's a longer line, but I'm a favorite. I think the crowd flow is better when you have these multiple pods.
I agree, yeah. And over here at the bar, they also served, in addition to, your typical beverages, they also did the fresh squeezed orange juice. That was nice.
Ching.
Yeah.
And talk about different pods. They had the bakeries and desserts in different locations. There's less of a crowd at dinner time, so these were usually closed because there's just so much food in the front area. But as we walk in the back, you'll see again the amount of windows and really tall glass was incredible. So I wouldn't call this a tip. You just find out, you just learn where you prefer, and we preferred in the way back, away from the noise of people clanging their tongues and stuff like that to get their food. It was really nice and quiet in the back here.
Yeah, and what was interesting with all these piano windows, like the full width of the back of the ship, is that it's pretty much the same view as the 270, which is below on deck 5, but you're higher up, obviously. So it was kind of a cool view.
I tried to go into almost every specialty restaurant, but I know I missed a few, but this is their hibachi one, which again is kind of like on the other, equal to the Coastal Kitchen, right before you would get into the Windjammer, and this is just on the other side. And again, the windows are outward facing, and it's a great location for your hibachi meal.
Yeah, I think that was called Teppanyaki.
Yeah.
That restaurant.
Yes. Okay, as we now have jumped to floor 5, I will tell you that every floor from where we were down to floor 5 is staterooms, except for, and I didn't really want to go in and film kids, that they do have their Adventure Ocean, I think on deck 12 and deck 13 as part of it. But besides that, you go to deck 5 and now you're on all of the inside venues. And the famous schooner bar starts off in the front of deck 5.
Yeah, they did a lot of trivia games and whatnot during the day here. So there was usually a lot of people there during the day. So
again, for us, it's our first time on a quantum ship. This Esplanade versus, the Royal, what do they call it? Promenade. I think we kind of liked it. It created more layers than just this one relatively straight thoroughfare. And you'll see, you're looking down and seeing different walkways, a floor below, and you're on different walkways. It just created more space.
And this is their Azumi Japanese cuisine. I think you can just order that a la carte. And then you overlook some of their shopping areas. Oh, the famous bionic bar.
That very few people use.
Very few people use, yeah. And I think, is that because you can't use your drink package there?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice that people like a little human touch and actually speak to a bartender.
Yeah, that's true.
So after the bionic bar, again, everything is going down a floor and front to back. You'll see shore excursions. And then what I liked is this great hallway into a whole nother area of food and venues. So it just went really from front to back.
Yeah. Of course, unusual artwork throughout the ship.
Yes.
That was quite an amazing view to just look up from that point.
Yeah, you can see the artwork was, I mean, I liked it. I'll just say modern compared to classic cruising. I mean, I love the tile, I don't want to say stonework, whatever it is, the tile work into this section. And then we're going into Giovanni's on one side and a little more shops.
Yeah.
You can peek down into the dining room.
Now, if you've seen our remote working while on a ship video, you know that we spent a lot of time, especially the first week, because we were working full-time or 9-to-5 jobs. We spent a lot of time on deck 5, and this end especially.
I really do like the decor in all the different venues and eating establishments. Then the touch is like the bicycle.
I know, I love the bike.
You're a sucker for bikes. So there's
there's
one of
my
our
desk.
Recognize that.
Yeah, this was nice. There was a very nice location with a lot of outlets and.
Absolutely. And this is where you would normally find the artwork. They were actually moving all their stuff to boleros, which you'll see on the deck below. And this deck keeps going. You have next cruise,
which we did go to.
That's
to
right.
book our next cruise.
And I call this the game area.
Oh
which-
yeah, there was always a big puzzle going on, and different guests from all over the ship working on the puzzle. And I don't know if they did like 2 or 3 over the course of. But I think they probably did.
Yeah, they're like
more than
10,000
2 or 3.
pieces. It's
I
like
know.
10,000 piece.
It's huge. Oh, this is Cafe 270.
Yep.
This is where I got coffee a lot of times because a lot of times I was working in 270, so I would go here for my coffee. But they also have obviously a lot of food.
Right.
You're never hungry on a ship.
No. And very well spaced out, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of you don't have to go up to the Windjammer or somewhere else if you're in this area. This venue was amazing. And this won't do it justice, but the panoramic view you have is amazing. And they had the show called The Book, the musical, and there's just a couple scenes from it. It's really a multimedia adventure.
Oh, there was so much technology in that room. And then you go up the stairs and sort of sitting on top of the back of 270 was the library.
And just to finish out the back, as you're moving from the back just to the front on the other side, the ship's different. You can't walk completely around outside on the promenade deck. You have to go in and out, but you do get the ability to get out the fresh air, at least the length of the ship on either side.
Wonderland, we didn't go to this. This is a specialty restaurant, but the decor in there looks so cool to me. Yeah, because I like sparkle and, you know.
It's definitely up your alley.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe not up your menu.
No,
but-
probably not. Look at those chairs, though.
We should have gone in the morning just to do work there one day.
Yeah, I don't know. Would they let us?
All right. Deck 4, which is again part of the Esplanade. And you'll see, and also as you go forward from the staircase is the Royal Theatre.
Which was where their headliner shows were in the evening,
Yep.
and their production shows.
Yep. Yeah. And then what you saw when you first walked in the morning, they had lecturers. Since this is transatlantic, they kind of increased the amount of offerings. So they had different lecturers going on. All right. I just took a quick glance into the Crown Lounge. So used to calling it Diamond Lounge, it's the Crown Lounge.
Yeah.
So if you have enough points and you're up on
Your
loyalty program, you'll have access to that. And then right next to it, one of our favorite venues was the music hall.
Yeah. There were so many big places for people to go to, and that was one of the things. That's why the cruise ship never seemed crowded. Yeah. Every place on the ship kind of had its own vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this sort of had like a nightclub vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't frequent a lot of nightclubs. But
We saw the orchestra, the ship orchestra, doing some big band music. Again, it's a great venue, two stories, and lots of seats.
And the orchestra on every ship we've ever been on, the orchestra is so good.
Yeah. You'll get one more overlook.
Look at that. The chandelier is wild.
Yeah.
It goes from, it's like a 2-story chandelier.
So you walk out of that vibe, and then you get like this
Shopping
modern mall vibe.
What I thought was so cool too, which I don't know, did you go into that vending machine room?
I did.
Okay. So if in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. or whatever, you wake up and you need Tums and you didn't bring any, you don't have to wait for the shops to open in the morning. You can just go down to this room where there's this vending machine filled with these type of
There it
things.
is.
Oh, there it is, called Unboxed. So, yeah, I've never seen this on a ship. But, yep, lots of medical-ish stuff and female stuff if needed.
We'll call it personal care.
Personal care. Good.
So again, this may happen, we may be going pretty fast. What you'll see is more eateries, more venues. So that you've got the pub area coming up, followed by the Sorrento's and the typical cafe promenade in quick succession, and all available, for you to enjoy.
Yeah, I did work here one morning too in the pub. It was very quiet and I got a lot done.
Even for the morning, there was so many staff around and so friendly. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, and also next to Sorrento's as we're going in is another coffee location that you can do some of the fancier drinks.
Not frappuccinos, none of the frozen blended drinks, but they did do iced coffee and hot coffee, and then of course teas. I didn't have any pizza from Sorrento's. I think you did once.
I once or twice.
Okay.
Enjoyed it very much.
I did go into the cafe. I don't know, one night I had a hankering for a Granny Smith apple, so went into this cafe and grabbed one of those. And then they have an actual Starbucks franchise store over there. So your drink, I don't think the drink packages work there either.
No, not certainly the Diamond or Diamond Plus free drinks. That's the one place. It's not good. And you can see some more shops. They do have plenty of shops.
Yeah, they did. I didn't buy anything this trip.
I always get a kick out of the store that's called The Shop, because Royal has all these great names for places and they have The Shop.
The shop.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. It has their logo. So.
That's true. So again, this is Boleros. It's typical where you'll hear more Latin style music, and I had to cut in later in the day because artwork really did not do Boleros justice. So this is just a little bit later in the day.
Again, a vibe.
Yeah, for sure. And a happy lead singer waving.
Yeah. Everybody was really friendly.
All right, we're back on our trail going to the back of the ship, past the elevators, and you will, I think, come to the
Dining room?
The dining room. This floor was relatively closed, so I didn't want to go too far into it, but you'll see a little bit more of it on the next deck. But I have to say, do I like it? It was novel, but these movable artwork,
Yeah.
it's just a little freaky.
Yeah. I couldn't look at it for too long.
Right,
Yeah.
but different.
Yeah. This was the dining room, the deck that we ate at, level 3. So I loved coming in here most nights and just going to the back corner on the left to our spot. And again, everybody was so nice and accommodating, and just, if you can dream it up, they'll try to make it happen.
That's absolutely true.
I think that's Marsha. Hi, Marsha.
There you go. So this is this deck is less space, so I actually went from back to forward. So you have the main dining room, you have the casino. Neither of us are casino players.
No.
But I will tell you that even though there was obviously smoking in Royal Caribbean casinos, it did not permeate other venues. So they got it right, compared to some other ships that we've been on.
Yeah.
So it's primarily main dining room, casino, and then if you remember, the music hall is two floors. You can get into it from this floor.
Yeah. Which we did only once, I think. But this was actually a pretty good sized casino. I remember walking through it once going, oh wow, this thing keeps going.
Well, that kind of wraps up we're back to the music hall. I think if we were on the ship, we'd probably stay for a drink or something.
Or some music. They did do karaoke in there too, which was fun.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll get on this ship soon.
Take care.